Welcome to the Plato Paradigm, a paradigm shift in reading Plato's dialogues. Episode 237, Lysis 217, D to E. When extremes are considered as entities, for example, health and sickness, black and white, good and bad, it's difficult to think of something in between. These are the two things which exist. They are opposite each other, and there is no middle. The excluded middle is a common feature of heuristics. This is why heuristics work so well. Most people go along with the idea that we have either one extreme or the other. They don't even regard them as extremes. We do, because we know that there is a spectrum. Between black and white, for example, we know that there is either a whole lot of grey or all the colours imaginable. Just to remind ourselves how heuristic arguments work, quite often the question posed is whether one accepts one option or the other option. There are only two options, and because they are both extreme, they are both wrong, because generally, in reality, everything is on the spectrum and not at the extremes. What is one to do if one still wants to talk about the spectrum, the in-between part, while talking to people who are used to the heuristic way of thinking? We can confuse and therefore bore people by talking about the vague area between the two clear concepts, or we can do what Socrates has done and treat the middle part exactly the way he's been treating the extremes. The middle part is not the extremes. In other words, the middle part of the body, for example, is neither good nor bad, neither sick nor healthy. We got a glimpse with the analogy of the hair that between black and white there is the possibility of, for example, brown. Luckily, we don't have to think too much what might be in between the extremes. We can simply say that the hair, for example, is neither black nor white. And if we then add to the neither black nor white whiteness, we find that the hair appears to be white, although it isn't actually white because it is neither black nor white. This in itself is a bad argument, and it is deliberately bad. First of all, because Socrates apparently is looking for some sort of reaction from the boys, but they are completely passive and agree with everything he says. We should remember that this argument about hair color ties in to the discussion about friendship, and they have already agreed in all of their past arguments that a friend is neither one who is good nor one who is bad. Therefore, it must be someone who is neither good nor bad. We should remember that while we carry on now with the argument about hair. If we add white dye to hair, which is neither white nor black, the hair will appear to be white, but it really isn't. It only has white added to it. Al hotan deophile togeras autais tauton tuto chroma epagage tote egenonto hoion perto paron liuku parousia liukai poscaru. But whenever, O friend, old age brings this same color to them, to the hairs, then they become, just like the present, in the presence of white, white. For how not? That is to say that old age, unlike white dye, makes the hairs actually white. The boy agrees, even though Socrates has emphasized that the hair will be in the same state as it was with white dye, the hair will look white. Tutotoinon eroto nunde, e ho antipare to iuton estai to echon hoion to paron, an men katatin tropon pare estai, ande me huto malon efe. So now I am asking this. If the thing to which the something is present will be in such a state as the thing present, or if it will be, that is, in the same state, if the thing which comes to be present comes in a particular way, or if the thing comes to be present not in a particular way, then the thing is not. This, rather, he said. I've tried to keep the translation faithful to the Greek. It is vague, very confusing, and translations which make this clearer are not good translations. They're more like commentaries. What Socrates is asking is whether the thing like hair or the body to which something is added, such as health or dye, becomes like the dye or the thing added, the thing which becomes present, whether it does that in all cases, he doesn't say that, but that's what he means, or whether it depends on the way the thing becomes present. In other words, is it like the dye? The dye comes to be in a particular way, and the hair doesn't change color, it just takes on the color of the dye, but the hair itself doesn't change color, while with the case of old age, the hair itself does change color. It comes to be like what is present. And you have to ask, in the case of hair and old age, can we say that old age is simply present? Is it like white dye? The boy, I'm not sure which boy this is now, I presume it's still Menexenus, seems to have no problem in choosing the second option, whereby it depends how the thing comes to be present in the thing, whether that thing takes on the characteristics of what was added or remains as it was. If Socrates were simply teaching something, he is being needlessly obscure, but he's not simply teaching something. He wants the boys to react. He wants them to be puzzled. And the problem is that they are not. It doesn't matter how vague he becomes. Kaito mete kakon ara metagathon eniote kakuparontos upo kakon estin hote ede to toiuton gegonen. Panuge. So also, the neither bad nor good, sometimes when bad is present, is not yet bad, but sometimes it is already such. Absolutely. By saying it depends on the way that the thing added is added, that affects whether the, let's say, the substrate becomes like the thing added or is only manifesting the thing added without actually being like the thing added. This is how Socrates can justify claiming that something can have bad in it without actually being bad itself. This is necessary for what he has been saying about friends. One cannot be bad at all to be a friend. One has to be not bad. And they've also decided that good is not a friend either, which has left the neither good nor bad. But the neither good nor bad friend needs to have bad in it to require a friend. Otherwise, there is no point. The neutral body with disease wants to have a doctor as a friend. In other words, he wants to be a friend to the doctor. And when the body is completely diseased, it won't want anything. I presume it will be in such a state that it wouldn't be able to ask for a doctor. Or perhaps a diseased body will hate doctors and be repelled by them. Anyway, the boy doesn't just agree, he says, absolutely. Uk un hotan mepo kakon e kaku parontos, hautimen he parousia agathu autopoie epithumen. So whenever it's not yet bad, but bad is present, this presence causes it to desire good. So here basically Socrates is summing up what they have already said about the body being ill or having illness, which is what drives the body to want to find a friend. And now Socrates also has justification for this idea. It's when something which is not yet bad has badness present, it's the presence of the badness which drives the thing which is not yet bad to seek or to desire good. If we think this argument through logically, the thing which is neither bad nor good with bad present in it is driven by the bad present in it to desire the good, not in order to become good, but simply to remove the bad. And then they will remain neither good nor bad. There is no mention here of acquiring the good in some way and then becoming actually good. Hede kakon poiusa apostere auto teste epithumias hamakaites filias tu agathu. But in other words, the presence of the bad, making it bad, will deprive it both of the desire and the friendship of the good. In other words, the thing which is neither good nor bad will become bad and therefore not desire or love the good.